Hey, I'm Steph. Susan, I live in San Antonio. So you're in my city right now. Um, I run a business teaching kids with autism and ADHD how to make friends. So that's what I do. And I think in addition to accumulator, I think I was Maverick and ruler, I think were my other two. Um, oh, and Lennis, you're in Austin. Look at all of us from Texas. We're taking over as we do.
Was there anything surprising, or when you found out that you're an accumulator, and also some of the things that we talk about, of sometimes penny pinching ways and being how frugality can really impact accumulators to grow their business. Was there anything that was a big aha for you around learning some of that?
When I joined boot camp was the first time that I'd ever had any exposure to the archetypes. Like that, the whole concept. Sorry, my cat is Zoom famous, so this is her. But so the whole thing was new to me, and it actually was really emotional because everything in my life was economy. It was really emotional. I guess I had just never really realized I was living that way. And so to realize that it's really to me, it's such a self-love kind of thing. To realize that like I don't take care of myself and I don't spend money, like it's making me emotional right now. And so I think having that awareness has allowed me to be much more free with my money and really take better care of myself and my stuff and my money. It just that awareness really just helped me see that there are other ways to live. And I will say it's only been in the last year or so that I have been really financially stable. Before then, I've always struggled with I've always been okay, right? Like I've always been like, I'm okay. And in the last year, I've gotten to where I have money that I don't know what to do with. And so that's a new feeling for me too. Like I'm not used to having money that I don't know what to do with. But yeah, that's my thought is it gave me the awareness to recognize that it's okay to be better to myself. And it's okay to, like Susan was talking about, to put money and Katie, like putting money into your business because it's a return, right? Just like that concept. So it's definitely helped me spend a lot more money. I don't even want to think about it when I like the money that I've spent in the last year, but it makes it okay.
I want to hear a story from your childhood, because did your accumulator part show up in it? And I'm just going to turn my aircon off. Hang on. So even though I did business up top, I still am wearing my shorts below. I couldn't help it. I was like, should I wear some trousers for this? So, did your family have a nickname for you around your frugality? Were there accumulator habits that you could see coming up as a kid? Were there things that your friends teased you about around your frugality? Or is there something that really sticks out in your mind that really showcases you as a little baby accumulator?
So I didn't realize until I was an adult that we did not have a lot of money growing up. I lived in a town that is very poor, but I didn't know that until I was older, because when everybody's poor, like you don't really realize it. But the thing about money in my family, I have a brother. It's actually going to make me emotional. Like anytime we would see something that we wanted, whether it was like a commercial or if we went to the mall, which was 30 minutes away. But anytime we saw something that we wanted, my mom's response was, depending on the time of year that it was, because our birthdays were in May, either put it on your Christmas list or put it on your birthday list. So we could never just get things. Like that wasn't even a thing for us to just be able to get things. It had to be like for birthday or for Christmas. And I remember my mom was like, she could sew and knit and crochet. And so if I saw clothes that I wanted, oh, I'll make that for you. And so I couldn't get clothes. She made one of my prom dresses. But my mom would spend money on herself like nobody's business. And so my dad's the thriftiest person I've ever known. But I think he was trying to make up for my mom just going rogue. But that's even when I was married, my husband would tell that to me as a joke, like put it on your birthday list, just because he knew like how much of a thing that was. But I remember in middle school and high school, my mom would give us an allowance every week, but it was our lunch money. And then whatever was left over was our money. So guess who developed an eating disorder, right? Because if I can save all this money, then it's all mine. And so that's what happened is like, I stopped eating lunch in high school so that I could have all the money. So yeah, those are, that's what I remember from growing up is like, we just were not allowed to have things, but my mom would just kind of buy whatever she wanted.
So the next thing I'd want to get everyone to ask, and so we're going Steph, Jenny, Lennis, Katie, and Susan, you're going last on this one, is finding out about some of your other archetypes and letting them come in. I want to hear what that has shifted and changed in your business. So Susan, you already talked to about how you hired someone in your business to take that out, but is there something that you've shifted around the clients you've worked with? And feel free to post this in the comments too if you think of things, multiple things that you want to say around it. But it's like, did you shift your clients? Did you shift your marketing or your pricing or your business model? We've mentioned that before too. Knowing that you don't have to just be in your accumulator side all the time in your business.
Yeah, I think, I don't remember which archetype it is, but one of them, it talks about kind of having that feeling that money will just always work out. And I definitely have that in a really weird way. I've had my business for 6 years. I've never had a business plan. I never honestly even look at my finances. I just have this thing that it will work itself out, and it always has. And even personally. So that's been really interesting. When I realized that, it helped me be more comfortable with that because I wasn't aware of that mindset. So once I became aware that I think that way, it helped me feel more comfortable. But yeah, I think also, the Maverick and the Ruler, I think they do help me be more comfortable spending money in my business. I spent the most I've ever spent a few months ago to work with a media specialist. And I just had to click the button. Like you just click the button and you walk away. It's like that. I see y'all laughing, like y'all know what I'm talking about. Like you go for a walk or something, but from that experience, I got published in Forbes. Like from working with this person. So even though there's no money tied to that, it's developing the understanding that not all monetary investments come back as money, right? Like I think that's part of it too, is being able to make an investment that doesn't come back financially. That's a hard concept, I think too. But yeah, just realizing that I have these other parts of me that I've never felt like my business was going to go under, even the year that we broke even. Like and even during lockdown we were closed for months. But yeah, I feel like I might not even be answering the question at this point. I feel like I'm just rambling.
No, I think you said something really important. It's almost that knowing you have other archetypes, and that's a thing. It's almost like it's evidence, it's permission that I'm not just doing this willy-nilly, but there's actually something there that's an extra strength that I can lean on, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It makes things that you were not aware, it makes the subconscious conscious, I think. You know, it's like things that you've always done, but you weren't aware of, it makes them known.
So one thing for me is I am not precise. You guys know this, right? I never know the dates. I never know the details of things. I never know how much things are going to cost because Mark deals with that and I cannot keep it in my brain. So I'm always surprised that accumulators buy from me. I really am. And but the last round we did SMA, accumulators were the top. And they're always in the top 3, which really surprises me because surely I annoy your accumulator side.
I think for me, it was the, you know, you think that by being an accumulator, you're going to be rich. You think that by saving and not spending money and being so mindful around money that you're going to be rich. I am not rich. And so I think it just created this awareness that there are people out there spending so much money and they're still rich. You know, like they're not running out of money. So to me, it was the concept of there being different options. I think it was really fascinating for me because I think you only know what you know. And so, you know, before I was exposed to this world, I only knew about saving money but that has not gotten me rich. And even it's like by letting go of feeling like I have to hoard money, that's what's allowed me to be more financially stable. So I think that's what it was for me. I don't want to speak for everybody, but I think we do feel very stressed out by living the accumulator lifestyle. Like I think it's stressful to always be paying attention to what you're spending and how you're spending, and it's stressful. And so I think if, you know, somebody comes along and is like, hey, let me help you not be this way anymore. You're like, oh, please. So yeah, those are my thoughts on it. I think you see that other people are doing things differently and they are more successful than you are financially. But also it's just a way to help things. Like there's a way to live and there's a way to run your business that's not so damn stressful.
What really annoys you about the entrepreneurial world or the personal development world, and what's something that always turns you off from buying a program? Like what are your red flags, or what are your things where you just go, oh my God, I don't trust that person? And then I have a question as well, if anyone wants to speak to this. You know, is it important to you to know that, for example, I have a marketing degree? You know, what turns you off? What's really important to you that we haven't heard so far? Like what makes you trust people and what makes you immediately skeptical? Because there are a lot of people in this world who are so wishy-washy, and you know, it can be really annoying. So I'd love to hear some specifics. Who's got something that they can think of straight away?
Like for
For
me,
everyone.
I don't care about a degree. I actually have 2 master's degrees in my industry, and they mean nothing to me. It really just means I have student loan debt. That's, you know, so like I don't care at all about somebody's certifications or degrees. I feel like there's this new world evolving where we just have life experience and knowledge. And that's like the new entrepreneur, is that you have lived life and you have something that you've learned along the way that you can share with other people. So that's just my personal opinion. I don't care about degrees or anything like that. I buy from people I like, and I don't buy from people I don't like. And that's it for me. Even recently, I just bought a new car, and I went to like 5 different dealerships, because I'm not going to spend money with somebody that I don't like. So that's a big thing for me, is somebody being likable, and relatable.
For sacred money archetypes, it feels a little bit more of an urgent decision. So does that freak you out? And, I've heard from accumulators, they hate things like countdown timers and bonuses going away, but sometimes that's the thing that makes you guys do it. Otherwise, you might get stuck in analysis paralysis for a long time. So is there stuff like that you kind of, it triggers you, but it also makes you, feel like, okay, I'm ready now. And where do you buy? Do you buy on the webinar or do you buy the last minute? That's really interesting.
And it's so funny with the concept of like deals and promotions, because like, let's say the course was, you price it at 2,500, but then the deal was 2,000, right? We would all jump in at 2,000, but then the course could have been 2,000 the whole time. And the 2,500 was just like a ruse, right? It's just the concept of getting a deal. Like, it does not matter if it's a $3 deal or like a $500. It does not matter. It's just the concept of the deal. And that's why, like, several of you talked about the bundle offer, right? It's like, it doesn't even matter if it's off of my can of green beans, like, I'm going for the deal.
Just if anyone wants to share on this one, how do you research whether to join a program? Do you watch reviews? Because obviously a lot of you guys have talked about, I did every video, I read every email, I looked at all the detail. And as I said before, sometimes too many testimonials turns off the Mavericks because they're like, well, whatever. But I've also heard that testimonials make you skeptical because it's like, oh, that's just marketing speak, or, of course they're going to say that, but what's the, even if someone says, oh, I made this amount of money, your brain would be like, but is that profit or is that revenue? And so is that part of what's enough research that triggers you, makes you feel safe, but doesn't also then open too many other cans of worms, if that makes sense?
For me, testimonials, I actually don't really pay attention to them because I think it's impossible to tie somebody's success in any area to one program. And so to me, I don't actually pay attention to program testimonials, even for my own business. Like, I have a whole testimonial page and all these people saying awesome things about me, but I'm not the only person involved in your kid's success. Like, it's not even really fair for those to be on my website. So that's just maybe just be me, but that's how I feel about it. I'm like, I don't give a crap about testimonials.
Okay, guys, thank you so much. I will see you in this round of SMA. I can't wait. And thank you again for your time and your generosity.
So, are you a ruler, a connector, or a maverick? Hang on, maybe you're more of a romantic or a celebrity. Take the money personality quiz right now and find out which of the 8 money archetypes you are. And then I'm going to teach you how to profit from your strengths and make money in your business based on your natural personality. Click below and find out more.